Imagine that you've been unemployed and seeking work for months. Government benefit programs have helped you cover rent, utilities, and food, but you're barely getting by. Finally, you hear back about a job application. You receive your first paycheck in months, and things seem to be turning around, but there's a catch. Your new job pays just enough to disqualify you from the benefit programs, and not enough to cover the same costs. To make things worse, you have to pay for transportation to work and childcare while you're at the office. Somehow, you have less money now than when you were unemployed. Economists call this demoralizing situation the welfare trap, one of the many different poverty traps affecting millions of people around the world. Poverty traps are economic and environmental circumstances that reinforce themselves, perpetuating poverty for generations. Some poverty traps are tied to an individual's circumstances, like a lack of access to healthy food or education. Others can affect entire nations, such as cycles of corrupt government or climate change. But the cruel irony of welfare traps in particular is that they stem from the very policies designed to battle poverty. Most societies throughout history employed some strategies to help people in poverty meet basic needs. Before the 20th century, religious groups and private charities often led such initiatives. Today, these are called welfare programs, and they usually take the form of government-provided subsidies for housing, food, energy, and healthcare. Typically, these programs are means-tested, meaning that only people who fall below a certain income level are eligible for benefits. This policy is designed to ensure aid goes to those who need it most, but it also means people lose access as soon as they earn more than the qualification threshold, regardless of whether or not they're financially stable enough to stay there. This vicious cycle is harmful to both those in poverty and those outside of it. Mainstream economic models assume people are rational actors who weigh the cost and benefits of their options and choose the most advantageous path forward. If those in poverty know they'll gain no net benefit from working, they're incentivized to remain on government assistance. Of course, people work for many reasons, including societal norms and personal values. But income is a major incentive to pursuing employment. And when less people take on new jobs, the economy slows down, keeping people in poverty and potentially pushing people on the cusp of poverty over the edge. Some have suggested this feedback loop could be removed by eliminating government assistance programs altogether. But most agree this solution is neither realistic nor humane. So how can we redesign benefits in a way that doesn't penalize people for working? Many countries have tried different ways to circumvent this problem. Some allow people to continue receiving benefits for a given period after finding a job, while others phase out benefits gradually as income increases. These policies still remove some financial incentive to work, but the risk of a welfare trap is lower. Other governments provide benefits like education, childcare, or medical care, equally across all their citizens. One proposed solution takes this idea of universal benefits even further. A universal basic income would provide a fixed benefit to all members of society, regardless of wealth or employment status. This is the only known policy that could entirely remove welfare traps, since any earned wages would supplement the benefit rather than replace it. In fact, by creating a stable income floor below which no one can fall, basic income might prevent people from falling into poverty in the first place. Numerous economists and thinkers have championed this idea since the 18th century. But for now, universal basic income remains largely hypothetical. Although it's been tried in some places on a limited scale, these local experiments don't tell us much about how the policy would play out across an entire nation or a planet. Whatever strategy governments pursue, solving the welfare trap requires respecting people's agency and autonomy. Only by empowering individuals to create long-term change in their lives and communities can we begin to break the cycle of poverty. Agency is a type of power that comes from the marriage of action and choice. But what exactly is power? What role does it play in society? Is there a way to acquire and use it responsibly?
Welcome to our final episode of Out of Poverty, Smiling at the Future talk show. Out of Poverty, Smiling at the Future. Episode 3, From Poverty to Hope, a laugh-out, loud talk show on poverty eradication. A nice ending to the issue of poverty. In this episode, we are joined by celebrity guests to talk about how to turn poverty into hope. What's even more exciting is that we will be doing a live fundraiser so you can see for yourself how the money is used and the impact it has. Together with laughter and love, let's bring a brighter future to the world hope. Welcome to our final episode of All of Poverty, Smiling at Future, Episode 3. From Poverty to Hope, a laugh out loud talk show on poverty eradication and passion to end this talk show journey. In this episode, we will have celebrity guests to support our show. They will join us with honor and humor and wit to talk on how to turn poverty into hope and bring new solutions to global poverty with laughter and wisdom. What's even more exciting is that we will be doing a live fundraising event. This is our last episode, but we are going to do it with even more enthusiasm. Even viewers will have the opportunity to participate in the show and send hope and warmth to people in poverty-stricken areas. And we will show how donations are being spent in real time so you can actually see where the money is going and the impact is having. Let's join hands and bring a brighter future to the global poor with larger laughter and action. Stay tuned and let's end this stand-up comedy journey with love and hope. In this episode of the Poverty Eradication Talk Show, we are very honored to have a special guest, a government official from an impoverished area. He has not only experienced the hardships and challenges of poverty-stricken areas, but also brought hope and change to local people with his actions and wisdom. Let's welcome this guest and listen to him share his valuable experience and views on the cause of poverty eradication. In this episode of the Poverty Eradication Talk Show, not only do we have great topic discussion and fundraising activities, but we also have my mystery guest coming up. He or she will bring us more surprise and inspirations to discuss how to move from poverty to hope. Let's all cross our fingers and welcome the wonderful performance of this mysterious guest. Ladies and gentlemen, as different professions, what can you do for the poor areas? Doctors can provide free medical service. Teachers can volunteer to educate children in poverty-stricken areas. Engineers can provide technical support to improve the instruction. Businessmen can invest in local entrepreneurial projects. Journalists can report on the real situation in poverty-stricken areas, and ordinary citizens can give their support through donations and volunteer activities. Everyone can make use of his or her professional strengths to bring hope and change to the poor areas. Let's join hands and contribute to the cause of poverty eradication.
Thank you. Today, I'm deeply honored and excited to stand here because on the top of show stage, I have the opportunity to walk with people from different professional backgrounds about how we can make a difference for impoverished people around the world. We are all walk of life, like doctors, teachers, engineers, entrepreneurs, artists, and more. Each of us has our own unique identities and influence. So, how can we use these identities to do something for people in poverty? First, let's look at doctors. Maybe doctors are the guardians of first life-saving medicine, and they have the magical power to save lives. For people living in impoverished areas, the lack of medical resources is a major cause of poverty. Therefore, doctors can provide medical service to people in poor areas by participating in medical assistance programs to help them overcome disease and to restore the health. In addition, doctors can promote health education knowledge to enhance the health awareness and self-care ability to poor people, thereby reducing the incidence of disease and the medical burden. Next, we can look at the teachers. Teachers are the engineers of the soul of mankind, and they shoulder the important responsibility of nurturing the next generation of our country. In poor areas, education resources are scarce, and many children cannot enjoy quality education. Therefore, teachers can bring knowledge and hope to children in poor areas by participating in teaching programs. At the same time, teachers can also make use of modern education technology such as online education and distance learning to break the geographical constraints and enable the sharing of quality education resources. In the process, we can not only give children in poor areas the wings of their dreams, but also lay a solid foundation for their future careers and development. Engineers, on the other hand, are the promoters of scientific and technological innovation. In poor areas, infrastructure construction is lags behind, which restricts the development of the local community and economy. Therefore, the engineers can provide material guarantee in the development of the poor areas by participating in the infrastructure constructions, such as like the planning and constructions of roads, bridge, water conservancies, and other projects. At the same time, engineers can also use their professional skills to research and develop the technological products suited to the local characteristic, so as to promote the upgrading of local industries and economic development. This will not only improve the living conditions of the poor people, but also create more employment opportunities for them. Entrepreneurs are the leaders of economic development. They can create more local employment opportunities and wealth by investing in enterprise and projects in poor areas. In addition, entrepreneurs can also provide help to poor people in terms of life and education through donations, and the establishments need to focus on sustainable development to ensure that the aid projects can operate in long term and bring sustained well-being to improve the impoverished people. Artists, on the other hand, are an important force for cultural heritage and innovation. They can arouse society attention and support for poverty issue by creating works that can reflect the life of poor people. At the same time, the artists can also raise money and materials for poor areas by organizing charity performance, painting exhibitions, and other activities. In the process, artists need to bring their creativity into play and use the power of art to inspire self-confidence and encourage the poor people, make them believe that they can change their destiny through hard work. Of course, apart from the professions mentioned above, there are many other professions in which people can contribute to people in poverty. For example, like civil servants can provide policy support for local development by formulating and implementing policies favorable to poverty-stricken areas. Scientific researchers can promote local scientific and technological process and industrial upgrading by researching and developing agriculture and new energies technologies sustainable for poverty-stricken areas. Media technologies suitable that can concern and support for poverty issues by supporting news and stories. from poverty-stricken areas, social workers can organize volunteer activities, and the provision of psychological counseling provide care and assistance to the poor people. In short, the global cause of poverty eradication requires the joint efforts and dedication of each and every one of us. Regardless of our professions, we can make use of our status and influence to contribute to the poor people. Let us join hands to create a better future for the poor people. Thank you all.
This shows the percent in extreme poverty in the world. 0%, 50%, and 100%. And each uprise here represents 10 years. Here we are at 1900, and this is where we are today. Now, I'm going to start all the way back 200 years ago, the time of Napoleon, 1800. What was the percentage of extreme poverty in the world then? Staggering, 85%. Only a few was out of extreme poverty. And then came the Industrial Revolution. And did it improve? Not much. 1850, it was just down here to 80%. And 1900, it came down to 70%. And then further on to 1950 here. This is when I was born, just before. I was 2 years old here. 55%. And we have to go all the way to 1970 to reach 50%. The year when half the world population was out of extreme poverty and half of it was still in extreme poverty. And then, only in my adult life has it started to drop a little faster. And I stop here at 1990, when it was down to 35%. Now, this year is not the first time the United Nations put a target, a goal for extreme poverty. The former goal was to halve the extreme poverty from 1990 up to 2015, where we are now. And many people at that time said, that's mad, that will never work. So it's very exciting for you now to learn, where is the last estimate? Where is 2015? And the estimate is, I have to put a special stick here, because it's here 2015. This is where we are now. And the estimate is 12. 12. Let me show you this fantastic trend here, how it went down from 85%, coming slowly down, a little faster down, and then down here. Was the goal achieved? Well, it's not easy to measure extreme poverty. There is an uncertainty, but there is no doubt that this trend is fast going down and that the last goal was indeed achieved. However, I'm a statistician, and I know that just because you see a trend like that, that doesn't mean that it will continue in the same direction. It may level off like this, because the last lap is often the toughest. But on the other hand, you can see that it's not impossible to achieve this new goal, to end extreme poverty altogether. I'm going to show you where extreme poverty has been and how it has decreased. This is the world, and here are the population back in 1800 in each of the regions, in total 1 billion. Here is the yardstick of income. And I'm going to put down these people to show their incomes. First Europe, and they spread out here, and then Americas on top of that, then come Africa, and on top of it, the most populous region, Asia, including Australia. And as I showed you before, almost all people there were living in extreme poverty, on all regions in the world. Now, I'm going to show you what has happened. I start the world, and look, with the Industrial Revolution, the population grew here and the incomes expanded here, mainly because of increased income in Europe and America. And then in the 20th century, population continued to grow here and incomes increased even more here. And that changed the whole pattern of the world. It became a divided world. The worldview you grew up with a rich West here and with poor Africa and Asia here. But in the 1980s, the amazing growth of China and the other tiger economy in Asia and India, they start to get out of poverty. They close this gap and they are coming over on this side, and the shape of the world changed again. And look now, Africa is following. I call them the lion economies of Africa. And here we are today in a completely new shape of the world. For those of you who still think about the world as the rich and the poor, I'm going to give you a new concept. I'm going to give you a new term, the middle. What we have to do is to look at those who recently came from extreme poverty and into the middle to learn what does it take to go from here to there.
Okay, the benefits of donating to underprivileged area is a far-reaching and wide-ranging topic that involves social justice, human resources, sustainable development, and personal growth. The following will explore in detail the various benefits that donations can bring to poor areas.
Alright, so let us straight to the point. First, we can improving the basic lives of the poor. Firstly, the most immediate benefits of donations is that they can immediately improve the basic livelihoods of the people in impoverished areas. These areas often face problems such as food shortage, lack of water resources, inadequate medical facilities, and limited educational resources. Through donations, local residents can be provided with food, clean water, basic medical assistance, and educational support to help them tide over difficult times and secure the basic rights to survival. Then, promoting the development of education. Education is the key to escaping from poverty. Poverty-stricken areas often have a lack of educational resources, making it difficult and expensive for children to go to school. Donations can provide local schools with construction funds, teaching equipment, and teaching material to help improve teaching conditions so that more children can have more opportunity to access the education. The development of education can not only improve the cultural quality of local people, but also cultivate a group of knowledgeable and skilled talents, providing strong support for local economy and social development. Then is to upgrading medical and healthcare. Poverty-stricken areas are often backwards in terms of medical conditions. Disease spread easily and many people lose their lives because they do not receive timely treatment. Donations can be made to build medical facilities and provide medical equipment and medicines to help upgrade local healthcare. This will not only reduce the spread of diseases and mortality rates, but also improve the quality of life and longevity of local residents. Fourth, promote economic and social development. Donations can also provide development funds for impoverished areas to support local infrastructures, constructions, agriculture development, small business startups, and so on. The implementation of these projects can create jobs opportunities and promote local economic growth and social progress. The living standards of local residents will also improve, forming a virtuous circle. And then is to enhance social cohesion. Donations are a kind social welfare activities which can promote exchange and cooperations between different social groups and enhance social cohesion. Through donations, people can experience the joy and the value of helping others and develop a greater sense of social responsibility and love. At the same time, the donations can also make more people pay attention to the problems of poor areas, forming a favorable atmosphere for the whole society to participate in solving the poverty problem. Then is promoting the global poverty reduction projects. Poverty is a global challenge that requires the joint of efforts of all countries to solve. As the form of international assistance, donations can provide important support for the global poverty reduction process. By providing assistance to impoverished areas, we can promote international cooperation and exchange, and jointly promote the development of the global cause of poverty reduction. This is of great significance to maintaining world peace, stability, and promoting sustainable development for global economy. And last is for the personal growth and inner satisfaction. For individuals, donations are also a process of growth and fulfillment. Through donations, people can experience the joy and sense of achievements of helping others to develop more compassion and empathy. This kind of spiritual satisfaction cannot be measured by money. At the same time, donations can also make people cherish their lives more, work and study harder, and make greater contributions to the progress and the development of the society. To sum up, donating is two poor areas have far-reaching significance and value. It not only improves the basic life of poor, promotes the development of education and healthcare, facilitates economic and social progress, strengthens social cohesion, and contributes to the global poverty reduction process, but also brings professional growth or personal growth and inner satisfaction. Therefore, we should actively participate in the action of making donations to send warmth and hope to the people in poor areas. At the same time, we should also call on more people to join in this endeavor and work together to contribute to building a better, fairer, and more harmonious society. Donation does not only help the poor areas, but also brings you some unexpected rewards and benefits. Firstly, your good deed will be recognized and appreciated by the company. The mayor himself may present you a certificate of honor to thank you for your generosity and make you an honorable member of some community. Secondly, your donation may bring you some investment qualification or privilege. In some projects, donors may be regarded as priority investor and enjoy certain returns or special in treatment. In addition, you will have the opportunity to get a celebrity autograph or photo and intimate interaction with a celebrity, which many people can only dream of. More interestingly, you may enter to a raffle or a chance to win great prize or gift. Whether it's a valuable item or treasure experience, it will be an added bonus for you. Most importantly, you will receive a sincere letter of appreciation from us, making you feel the significance and value of your good deed. At the same time, we promise that the use of the donations will be open and transparent. You can check the use of donations at any time to ensure that your money is used effectively. Please scan the QR code at the bottom of the screen and join us to making donations so that we can join hands to help the cause of the poverty alleviations and bring more hope and change to the impoverished areas.
读吧，30到41。
Ladies and gentlemen, I have a little secret to tell you. In our talk show, there is a mysterious guest who is sitting in the background quietly observing everyone. However, he will not appear on stage to show his face. Also, this mysterious guest will not meet everyone. His presence is extremely important. He is a volunteer who pours his heart and soul into the cause of poverty reduction. A public service messenger who quietly dedicates himself. He doesn't ask for fame and fortune. He doesn't seek rewards. He just quietly provides support and encouragement to those who need help. He is silently watching us from backstage, interpreting with his action what is meant by a real act of kindness. Also, he will not appear on stage. His spirit will always be with us, inspiring us to help to keep moving forward and strive to bring hope and change to people in poor areas. Let's pay tribute to this mysterious public service messenger. Let's follow his example and continue to work hard to contribute to the cause of poverty eradication. Thank you for his selflessness, and thank you viewers for your support and participation.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to talk to you about the benefits of donations. Donating will not only help the poor areas, but will also bring you some unexpected rewards and benefits. First of all, your good deed will be recognized and appreciated by the society. The mayor may personally present a certificate of honor to thank you for your generosity and make you an honorable member of the community. Secondly, your donation may bring you some investment qualifications to privilege. In some projects, donors may be regarded as priority investors and enjoy certain returns or special treatment. In addition, you will have the opportunity to get a celebrity autograph photos or an intimate interaction with the celebrity, which many people can only dream of. More interestingly, you may be entered into a raffle for a chance to win great prize or gift. Whether it is valuable item or treasure experience, it will be an added bonus for you. Most importantly, you will receive a sincere letter of appreciation from us, making you feel the significance and value of your good deed. At the same time, we promise that the use of donations will be open and transparent. You can check the use of the donations at any time to ensure that your money is used effectively. Please scan the QR code at the bottom of the screen and join us making a donation. Let's join hands to help the cause of poverty elevation and bring more hope and change to the poor areas.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to show our love and good deeds. Let's start donating together to bring hope and warmth to people in poverty-stricken areas.
Yes, so first, effective use of donations to improve lives in poverty-stricken areas requires careful planning and execution to ensure that the resources are maximized. Here are some of my suggestions to ensure that donations can have a positive and lasting impact. First, in-depth understanding and needs. First of all, it is necessary to conduct in-depth research and understanding of the target poverty-stricken areas. This includes understanding the basics situation of the locality, such as demographic structures, the level of economic development, educational resources, medical resources, and so on. By collecting the data and information, it is possible to determine more accurately which areas are most in need of assistance and what type of assistance is most appropriate. Work with the local communities. Building partnership with local communities is key to ensuring that donations can be used effectively. Communicate with the local NGOs, community leaders, and residents to understand their needs and expectations, and formulate assistance plans based on the feedback. Next is to ensure the transparency and accountability. Establish a transparent mechanism for the use of donations and accountability to ensure that donations are used for the intended purpose. This includes regularly publishing the use of donations, accepting donor, monitoring and evaluation, and ensuring that all resources are used to improve the lives of local people. Then, is to focus on the sustainable development. Contributions should be used for sustainable development, not just short-term relief. By supporting the development of local industries, providing educational and training opportunities, and improving infrastructures, it is possible to help impoverished areas achieve self-sufficiency and long-term development. Monitoring and evaluation. Regularly monitor and evaluate the effectiveness of the use, the contribution to ensure the resources are being used effectively. This can be achieved by collecting data, conducting social surveys, and communicating with local people. If it is found that the donations are being used ineffectively, aid programs should be adjusted in a timely manner. Last is advocacy and participation. Apart from direct donations, more attention can be paid to the problems of poor areas through advocacy and participation. By organizing activities, launching initiatives, sharing stories, and more etc., it can inspire more people, compassion, and sense of responsibility, thus attracting more resources and support. In conclusion, the effective use of donations to improve life in disadvantaged areas requires a combination of aspects, including understanding needs, working with local communities, ensuring transparency and accountability, focusing on sustainable development, monitoring and evaluation, and advocacy and participation. Only this way we can ensure that the donations can have the greatest impact and bring about real exchange in the impoverished area.
Okay. How to establish an effective partnership with the local community in the course of project implementation. It is crucial to establish effective cooperation with local communities. This kind of cooperation is not only conducive to the smooth progress of projects, but also brings tangible benefits to the community and promotes mutual development.
Thank you. Firstly, we need to gain a deep understanding of the needs, expectations, and interests of the local community members. This includes their perceptions of the project, their willingness to participate in the project, and the benefits they hope to gain from the project. Through face-to-face communication with community residents, organizing seminars or questionnaire surveys, we can collect valuable first-hand information. This information will provide us with strong support in formulating our cooperation strategy. After understanding the needs and expectations of the community, we need to assess the feasibility of the project to ensure that it can meet the needs of the community and is in line with the local culture and values. In this way, we can win the trust and support of the community and lay a solid foundation for the success of the project. 2. Communication is the key to building an effective partnership. We need to maintain open and efficient communication channel with the community to ensure that both parties can keep abreast of each other, ideas and development. This can be done by communicating through regular meetings, sending emails, and setting up social media groups. During the communication process, we should focus on listening to respecting each other's views and work together to find the best solutions to problems. 3. In the process of cooperation, we need to always adhere to the principle of equality and mutual benefit. This means we need to respect the culture, traditions, and value of the community and avoid imposing our own view. At the same time, we also actively seek opportunity for cooperation with the community to jointly promote the implementation of the project. Through the efforts and collaboration of both parties, we can achieve a win-win situation so that the results of the project can benefit more community members. 4. In order to take the cooperation more effective, we need to set clear plans and objectives. This includes identifying specific tasks, timetables, budgets, and more for the project and clarifying the responsibilities and roles of both parties. With clear plans and objectives, we can guide both parties to work together to ensure the smooth implementation of the projects. At the same time, we need to evaluate and adjust the progress of the project on a regular basis to ensure the project can move forward as planned. 5. In order to get local community members more actively involved in the project, we need to make them feel that they have an important role to play. This can be achieved by organizing training, providing technical support, inviting community members to participate in decision making, and more. When community members see that their efforts can bring substantial contributions to the project, their participations will be more enthusiastic. In addition, we can set up an award mechanism to recognize those community members who have made outstanding contributions to the project, so as to motivate more people to participate in the project. 6. During the implementation process, we need to collect feedback from community members and adjust the strategy accordingly. It is not only ensures that the project meets the actual needs of the community, but also strengthen the relationship of mutual trust. At the same time, we also need to review and summarize the project on a regular basis so that problems can be identified and improvements can be made in a timely manner. Then, to keep a close watch on the existing relationship, we need to regularly track and monitor the progress of the project and the changing needs of the community. By collecting data, analyzing needs and trends, and identifying problems, we can keep abreast of the operation of the project and make efforts to support each other. In addition, we need to keep abreast of developments and best practices in the industry so as to provide strong support for the continuous improvement of the project. In the course of cooperation, we may encounter some frustrations, misunderstandings, and even conflicts. At this point, we need to take proactive steps to address this challenge. Firstly, we need to remain calm and rational to avoid emotional approaches. Secondly, we have to take the initiative to communicate with community members and seek ways to solve problems. Finally, we can also seek help and support from a third party in order to better solve the problems. 9. Establishing, and which is the last one, we can establishing an effective partnership with the local community is pivotal to the successful implementation of a project. Through in-depth understanding of community needs and expectations, establish of open communication channels, respect and cooperation, formulation of clear plans and objectives, enhancement of participation, collection of feedback, and adjustment of strategies, and continuous improvement, we can establish a long-term and stable partnership with the community. This is not only conducive to the smooth implementation of the project, but also brings tangible benefits to the community. Therefore, we call on establishing effective corporate relationships with local communities so as to jointly promote the progress and development of the society. Thanks.
Okay. Benefits of donating to poor areas poverty has always been a global challenge, which not only affects the quality of life of people living in poor areas, but also have a great impact on the stability and development of the whole society. Therefore, donating to poor areas is not only a charitable act, but also a positive social responsibility.
First of all, donation can effectively improve the quality of life of residents in impoverished areas. These areas are often impoverished due to a variety of geographical, historical, and economic reasons, and lack basic living facilities and conditions. Donations can be used directly to improve the living conditions of local residents, such as the construction of schools, hospitals, water supply facilities, and so on, in order to provide residents with better education, medical care, and living environments. This will not only improve the living standard of the residents in poor areas, but also help to enhance their self-development capability and further get rid of poverty. Secondly, donations are of great significance in promoting the development of education in impoverished areas. Education is the fundamental way out of poverty, and poor areas often face the plight of inadequate educational resources due to lack of funds. Donations can be used to build schools, purchase teaching equipment, subsidize poor students, and so on, so as to provide better education opportunities for students in impoverished areas. It will not only help them increase their knowledge and broaden their horizons, but also develop their self-confidence and self-development capabilities, laying a solid foundations for their future lives. In addition, donations can also help to promote the socio-economic development of impoverished areas. The economic development of poor areas is often constrained by varieties of factors, such as insufficient funds, backward technologies, and closed markets. Donations can provide financial support to these areas and promote the development of local industry and technological innovation. At the same time, donation can also help to build infrastructure, improve transport conditions, and etc., creating a favorable environment for the development of the local economy. This can not only raise the economic level of poor areas, but also increase employment opportunities and promote social stability and progress. Donations for poor areas can also strengthen social cohesion and the spirits of mutual assistance. Charitable behavior is a kind of moral behavior which embodies human care and sympathy for the disadvantaged. Through donations, people can feel their contribution and responsibility to the society, thus enhancing their sense of social belonging. At the same time, donation can also inspire more people's sense of charity and the spirit of mutual assistance, forming a good social atmosphere of all for one and one for all. This atmosphere not only promotes social harmony and stability, but also stimulates people, creativity and innovations, and promotes social progress and development. Finally, donations to poor areas also help to enhance international image and reputation. In today's globalization, the image and reputation of a country has a significant impact on its international status and influence.
Okay, while donating, we will also provide you with many interactions and surprise. You can participate in donation activity by scanning the QR code at the bottom of the screen or calling the donation hotline provided by us. You can also choose to make donations on site and enjoy the opportunity to take a photo with the mystery guest, which will be a precious memory. In addition to donations, we have prepared many interesting and interactive sessions to you. You can participate in the lucky draw to win great prizes or gifts. You can also share your stories or thoughts about poverty alleviation with other viewers, so that we can all feel the power of love and the warmth of hope. Let's work together and bring a warmth and hope to the people in the poor areas with our actions and love. Let's witness the beautiful, wonderful moments together and let love and care be passed on forever. Thank you for your support and participation. Dear viewers, thank you for your participation and support this episode of our Out of Poverty. Smiling at the Future has come to a successful conclusion. In this episode, we had a wonderful discussion and activities around the issue of poverty alleviation.
Firstly, we explored the sad state of affairs in the poverty-stricken areas from different perspectives and how we can help people in these areas to get out of their predicament. We invited people from all walks of life, including government officials, celebrity guests, and volunteers to discuss strategies and ways to lift people out of the poverty. Secondly, we emphasize the importance of education, employment, infrastructure development, and the need for international cooperation. The goal of global poverty eradication can only be achieved if governments or sectors of society and individuals work together. In the Poverty Following program, we also invited our viewers to participate in a donation campaign to send hope and warmth to people in poverty-stricken areas. Through donations and interactive sessions, we hope to arouse more people's attention and participation so that love and care can be passed on continuously. Finally, I would like to express our special thanks to all the guests, volunteers and viewers who have participated in the program. It is because of your support and participation that this program has been a great success. Let us work together and continue to contribute the cause of poverty eradication so that the world will become a better place because of your action. Thank you again for your support and we look forward to seeing you again.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.